Hello my dreamers, it's Sky here. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if you're new. Today we're going to be carrying on with our February color along. This is going to be part 2. If you haven't watched the first part already, it is available for you if you would like. We've been working in Tales from the Midnight Masquerade by Hanna Karlzon. And this is the page we've started. So we've gotten her skin done and we've got a couple hearts colored here. I'm super excited to get started on this. I'm hoping to get her hair and these little baubles done in this part, but we'll kind of have to play it by ear and see. We're going to start with the hair because I for sure want that done. And then we'll tackle whatever baubles we have time for probably. So that is the goal there. So like I said in part 2, I'm kind of leaning towards this color combination here for the little baubles and whatnot. And thankfully I record the colors of my pages as I color them. So this is the Golden Age of Hollywood, which is this one. And then we've got our dress colors right here. So I've pulled those colors out and I've got my book here just for glancing at to make sure I'm getting the colors in there right. And then for her hair, I'm kind of leaning towards a purple, so I think we're going to do that. And the one that kind of caught my eye was this one here. I'm going to do a little bit of a play on it because I want it a little bit darker. So I did grab out a few different colors and we'll kind of see how it goes. And then, I don't know, the salmon pink was just kind of speaking to me, so I grabbed that one as well. And we're going to potentially throw that in on her hair too. I don't know, we're going to see. We're going to follow our intuition. All right, so I've zoomed in here and we're gonna tuck this page in behind here to protect the tooth of the pages behind this, and we're gonna get started. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a base layer with the salmon pink for her hair. Keeps catching the edge of the page. Okay, can't forget about the hair in these little loop things here. Sorry if the camera wiggles. Miss Miko is climbing up on the shelf here. I'm not sure what we're going to do for a background if we decide to do one. I feel like if we do a background, I'd want to keep it fairly simple. We'll kind of see how it goes. Ugh, I hate coloring close to the ditch of the book. On the plus side, though, her hair is most of it, so... I wish Pages had just like a little bit of a border. I wouldn't even care. I wouldn't mind it. Just a little bit of a white border near the ditch. That way you never have to worry about coloring into it. It doesn't matter what you do, this spot's gonna look like crap. Unfortunately. Okay, let's see. Our first color up is going to be the black grape, I think. I do have black pulled out as well, but I'm not sure I want to start with that quite yet. So let's start with the black grape. And I'm going to add it in kind of underneath the hat here, and then some other chosen shadow areas maybe. So just starting off fairly light. We're going to darken it up by adding some more layers, not increasing the pressure. I am not gonna lie, I am tired. It's a bit of a long day at work. Kind of like boring, but also not. I don't know. Sometimes the boring days just seem so much more exhausting than a busy day. If that even makes sense. It doesn't really, but definitely feels that way. I still have to finish recording this part and then make supper. Well, I'll do dishes first, then make supper. And then we're going to watch a movie, which I'm excited for. Let's add some shadow to some of these other spots where the sections of hair are. I think let's do mostly like coming out from places. Let's do that. This side is kind of confusing. Because for this side, it's like most of the areas it's coming out from are close to her face. And this side, most of the areas it's coming out from is like away from her face going towards it. So I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of torn on what to do here. I think for these pieces, I'm just gonna add shadow to quite a bit of it. I'll try and still keep them a bit lighter, but I don't really know what to do here. I was originally going to add black to this, but now I'm wondering if I should even. I don't know if I actually want to. I don't really like the idea of like graying out this purple. I think if anything, I just want to make it stronger. So I'm going to give this a nice sharpen here. And then let's just go in with really pointy tip. And we'll just layer this up a little bit more, darkening up the tops. Plus, who knows what color the hat's going to be. Maybe we'll end up doing like a gray hat. So in that case, I actually definitely wouldn't want black in her hair because it might blend too much. Okay, so I have the dioxazine purple swatch out as well. I don't know. I actually don't know if I want that. I'm going to set it aside for now. Let's try without it. I also had the violet swatch out. It's part of the baubles, so I don't think I want that one either. I think we're completely changing this up. Let's go with the Parma Violet, and we'll start from there. So just lightly coming out from the black grape. Just kind of burring this out a little ways. I think my plan now is to kind of have this meld into the salmon pink, and then maybe burnish it with the grade lavender, or maybe a blender pencil, depending on how the grade lavender looks. I don't know if it will grade out too much, like kind of desaturate it. Definitely want to make sure I'm leaving lots of room for some like pink areas. So it's kind of going to be an ombre, I think. Liking the look of that so far. I do think I want to actually add more of the black grape though. Maybe not so much like more area wise, but like more pigment, I think. Can't even fit my pencil in there. Drives me crazy. Trying my best to fade that out. Try and make in the ditch look as nice as possible. It's a lot easier said than done though, in my irritated opinion. Okay, yeah, let's go back in with the black grape. I'm gonna darken that up quite a bit in some of these areas and then bring it out. So I'm using a little bit more pressure here. Okay, liking that. I don't know which route I'm going to go, whether I'm going to use one of the pencils to burnish or a blender pencil, so just in case, I'm just going to add a little bit more of the Parma Violet too. Just make sure we really have this pigment in here. think it was climbing up on the shelf again, so it might shake. You lay down. I can already tell she wants in my sweater. It's her favorite thing, is to have me put her in my sweater and then she will lay in there and go to sleep. But it's not happening right now. Can I help you? All right, let's add more of the salmon pink. Just gonna go lightly with this one because I don't know how saturated I want this to be. I think I might actually want it a little bit lighter. And that's kind of why I'm leaning towards going with the blender pencil. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it does look pretty good, I think. We might have to pick out small spots to try both ways and then kind of figure it out from there. Yeah, the hair on this side bothers me. It just does not look good. I find it really strange how she kind of drew it backwards compared to the other side. Might be able to save it though, hopefully. Okay, I'm going to sharpen this up just so we can get into some of these areas. Okay, let's go back in with the Parma Violets. I want to add a little bit here. A little bit here. And a little bit kind of on the underside of here. Some of these don't look like they're faded out very nice, so I'm gonna try and touch those up too. This one especially. This one's a little bit of a hard one to Miss Miko. Okay, I think I was going in with the Parma Violet. Sorry, just cat distraction. Cat distraction. I think it was this piece here because it's the fade on this just does not look the greatest, which is really tricky to get a good fade on that, I think is what I was saying. Okay, I really like that. I'm gonna try, see on this piece here, let's try with the grade lavender. Oh, that kind of like, it takes the salmon pink out too much. I don't like that. I don't think we're gonna use this. I'm not even gonna include it unless we use it somewhere else. So now knowing that we're going in with a blender pencil, I think most of the colors are probably okay, but let's add a little bit more pigmentation for the salmon pink. So I'm gonna add, I'm not going really any firmer, but really want to add some pigment in there, especially where the salmon pink meets with the Parma Violet. And then I'm just going to softly fade it out a little bit because I do want it to fade out to almost very, very light, kind of like washed out color. Make sure we've got all of these little things colored. Try and put some more back in here. But yeah, that altered the color quite a bit and I don't like that. Okay, so only 3 colors here, but it looks pretty good. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with a blender pencil. Mine's pretty tiny. I'm trying to use this up. So let's make sure it's clean first. I think mine's okay. Okay, so I'm just doing our usual little circles, kind of working down through the colors. I'm not pushing super hard. I'm kind of using a light medium pressure and just going over it. If it's not really burnishing, then I'll push a little bit firmer and just gradually increase that pressure until I'm getting the look that I want. Yeah, that looks so much better. And then it's staying true to the salmon pink, which we definitely want. So I guess I kind of lied. This page isn't so much going to be dark and moody like I was originally talking about in part 1. I don't know, that salmon pink, when I was grabbing my colors, just, it stood out to me, so I had to grab it. And when I have a moment like that, it's hard to ignore it. So I usually end up following through, because 9 times out of 10, it usually ends up looking really well, and different, like more unique. Like this is way more out there than the hair that I was originally planning on doing. I was originally just planning on doing black and purple, very dark. I don't think it would have looked as fun as this hair does.
You're gonna break my heart. You're gonna tear it apart. No matter what you do, I'll still be there for you. And when you call my name, I won't be far away. No matter where you go, you'll never be alone. Be alone, be alone. No, you'll never be alone. Be alone, be alone. No, you'll never be alone. Be alone, be alone. No, you'll never be alone. Be alone, be alone. No, you'll never be alone. Be alone, be alone. No, you'll never be alone. Be alone, be alone. No, you'll never be alone. Be alone, be alone. No, you'll never be alone. Be alone, be alone. No, you'll never be alone. Be alone, be alone. No, you'll never be alone. Be alone, be alone. No, you'll never be alone. Be alone, be alone. No, you'll never be alone. Be alone, be alone. No, you'll never be alone. Be alone, be alone. No, you'll never be alone. Be alone, be alone. No, you'll never be alone. Be alone, be alone. No, you'll never be alone. Be alone, be alone. No, you'll never be alone. Be alone, be alone. No, you'll never be alone. Be alone, be alone. No, you'll never be alone. Be alone, be alone. No, you'll never be alone. Be alone, be alone. No, you'll never be alone. Be alone, be alone. No, you'll never be alone. Be alone, be alone. No, you'll never be alone. Be alone You're gonna break my heart. You're gonna tear it apart.
All right, there's that done. Let's do her eyebrows, which I probably should have already done. Let's see. I think we're just going to carry on with the ombre effect, maybe starting from the bottom. So I'm going to add the black grape just along the bottom of her brows. Just really make sure the pigment is in there. And then we'll throw some Parma Violet in there. Fade that up. I'm only going to leave a small spot for the salmon pink. So just lightly color that in. All right, and then blender pencil. There we go. Okay, I'm losing daylight a little bit here, but see, that's it for her hair. Let's do one bobble. I just want to see how well it goes with her hair. We are going to finish them, but I'm going to have to come back and record tomorrow. Well, I shouldn't say we'll finish them, but we'll do more than one because we were only at an hour, technically less because I'm going to speed some of that up. So we have some time to play around with. Let's see, I'm just going to pull my reference down here. Let's start with the yellow. Since I'm going to do these black with a Posca pen, I was gonna say I'm not worried about coloring over them. I'm gonna color over them. That's totally okay. Okay, so we'll do this one here. Let's do these three. Let's do that. Oh, I'm liking that already. Shh. Darn cat. Pencil dust everywhere. All right, so our light again is kind of coming this way. So let's do bottom right kind of shadow for these. I'm going to put the orange all the way around. Just lightly blush it in here. But it's going to be more on this side. Okay, let's add some of the violet in there. You don't want to go dark with this one if I remember correctly. So like not heavy-handed or anything, we just want to add that pigment in there. It's gonna kind of mix and work around with the orange. Let's add just a tiny bit on this side. Maybe like that. Totally forgot about these ones. Oh goodness. Let's just do this one for now. We'll go back to those ones later. Going back in with the orange, kind of brightening up where it's coming out of the purple here. I don't know if I need the black, but let's add a little bit, I think. Maybe just on the very corner. Just like that. Let's go back to the canary yellow. Just add a little bit more coming out from that orange. We can brighten that up now that we kind of see what we're doing. We're going to lighten it up as we get towards the highlight, so towards the kind of center area here. Okay, and then with our white, we're going to burnish this. I'm not going to worry about burnishing inside the star though. So little circles, blending everything together. All right, and I grab my Posca pen and put the star in. I think that's gonna look really good. I'm not gonna lie, I am a little bit disappointed with how it looks with the hair. I love the hair on its own, but I think had I have gone darker, these would stand out a lot more. But there's also still so much white on the page that it's kind of hard to say for sure. I do really like it. I like how it's looking so far. So once we have little white accents in there and stuff, it might look better. Like for example, try not to touch the Posca there. We're gonna have little white highlights here. I think it'll look good. One thing that maybe we could do, I'm gonna take my black here. We could always add a little bit of a shadow like around the hair as well. Keeping it close to the bauble. We want to keep it real close. So kind of like that. That'll make them stand out a little bit from the hair as well. I think it'll look really good. Still unsure of like face paint and stuff, but hopefully that will come to us as we carry along. But for now, that's what it's going to look like, and we will come back and finish this part tomorrow. I will see you guys tomorrow, but for you guys, it will be just a second. Bye for now. All right, so I am back. Let's base all of these. I'm going to Yeah, I'm gonna base these two. Just the part that would be holding the bauble, and then the pearls and this little line are gonna be a different color potentially. I'm not sure about that little line. That might be the same color eventually, but for now I'm just gonna leave it. All right, let's go in with the orange, and then same thing. I'm going to keep it mostly to the bottom right, but we are going to have some around the entire orb. Okay, let's go in with the violet. And try and keep it right at the very edge on like the non-shadowed bits. These colors just look so magical together. I absolutely love it. Add a little bit more purple to this bigger bauble, especially just because we have the room for it. So we might as well really use this one to showcase these colors. Okay, now that that's done, we can go back in with our orange. Bring that color out a bit more. All right, I don't know what order we added the little ring of black in, but let's go ahead and do that now. And again, this is just on the bottom right. Fading out to the sides a bit. We can go ahead and add a little bit to the hair as well, might as well. Actually, let's do that after. I'm gonna do that after just because it's kind of hard to focus on where we've been and where we need to go. If I'm doing too much at once, I can get distracted a little bit easier. Okay, happy with that. So let's go in with our canary yellow next. Just running that over everything and then fading it out towards the center and just lightly going over the area. I think those are looking pretty similar to the first one that we did. Okay, that looks good. So then we're gonna go in and burnish it with the white. I don't know if I'm just gonna grab my canary yellow back here. Actually, let's go back in with the violet first. I'll use swatches. I totally forgot about this one. Just a little bit of violet on the bottom. A little bit of orange coming up. And a little bit of canary yellow to finish it off. And then just small little circles to burnish everything. All right, and now we're gonna do the exact same thing on the other side. I'm just curious to see how long that took us. Oh, only 15 minutes, that's not bad. Other side's not gonna be as fun, unfortunately. Should have done that side first, but I was avoiding it. Fortunately, avoiding it does not mean that we don't have to color it. So same thing. Let's base these yellow. Apologies if the shelf shakes. Miss Miko is taking her place there. Let's go in with the orange. Exact same steps as before. Trying to softly blend the orange out, but it's a little bit tricky. Thankfully, we're blending with the white, so it shouldn't be too bad. Even if the blending is a little bit horrendous, it might not be as noticeable, hopefully. Okay. Switch to the violet now. I like to just go pretty much like outline the entire orb. Fade it in slightly and we can bring it up a little bit further on the bottom right. Okay, I think that's good there. Okay, back in with the orange. We can make that a little bit more pigmented. All right, a little bit of black at the bottoms. A little bit of yellow going over everything, fading out into the center. All right, and then we can go in with that white and burnish everything together. All right, so now, my wrist is on fire. I don't know if I actually want to do this part yet. Maybe we should wait. I was thinking we could go and like do the baubles, but I kind of want to do like all the way down here, basically anything on like the left side. And since I don't know what color these are going to be, I kind of want to leave that because I think these, if they end up being a lighter color, there's a good chance that we might accidentally grab into the black and bring it in. There's already a chance that we could bring pigment from the hair, which is pretty dark up here, and pull that in. So I definitely don't want to make that even more so with the black. So yeah, maybe let's wait on that and see. Let's, so we're not even at half an hour yet. We have one part sped up. We probably have a little bit of time to play around with. Okay. Let's base these. I'm gonna do black for this, I think. Pretty sure. Sure now, because I have to. So I'm not gonna worry about the lettering or this ribbon. Both of these are gonna be black. We might as well just color these whole things in. Let's do a little bit of orange kind of curling up here. I'm going to bring it up farther on this side and kind of bring it down a little ways here. And we can maybe add a little bit here to make it appear like kind of shiny is the hopes. We'll kind of see. So maybe kind of like that. And then we'll kind of bring the orange in from here, bring it up a little ways on this side. It's not going to extend all the way out here. And then same thing, we're going to put a little touch of it up here. Yeah, it looks pretty already. Oh, I guess we're not quite done with that, are we? Don't exactly know how I want to color this lollipop, but let's put orange wrapping around this part here. I'm just going to fade it out a little bit. Maybe like that. Okay, so violet is next. And I'm going to add a little bit of it here. Kind of bringing it up and out a little bit farther in some spaces. Let's put a little bit of purple up on the top of this one. Let's do it to both. Can't help it. It's so pretty. A little bits of purple in here. Let's go back in with the orange a little bit. Just add a little bit more pigment. Okay. I'm not going to add any more orange to the lollipop. I'm going to keep that more yellow, I think. And then let's go in with the canary yellow and add a little bit more to this. I'm going to leave some bigger fades though. Like I'm not going to add any more canary yellow to the highlights. I'm just going to kind of bring it out of the ticket, or out of the orange parts of the ticket, and have a more muted color for these. So that way they kind of match the baubles, but they are still a little bit different. I'm going to add quite a bit of yellow to the lollipop. Okay. Then let's go in with our white. So this time I'm going up and down. I kind of want to keep those lines in here that we kind of created. How is my lighting? Hopefully it'll be okay in the edits. I'm definitely losing daylight here. I don't really want to pull my ring light out though, since we're pretty much done. Okay. Loving the looks of these. I was originally actually thinking about doing this border and the writing with this color, but I just could not help myself. Okay, a little bit on the lollipop. That sound is Miss Miko licking herself. She's having a bath. All right. Let's go ahead and you could leave them as is because they look absolutely awesome, or you can add the black to them. Totally up to you. I like both looks, but since we have such bold black down here, I think we need that little bit of black up here as well. In my opinion, if you prefer the other way, 100% you can leave it like that. They're both gorgeous. Let's do like a couple little sparkly bits on this. There, I like that. Let's see, can we see these? Maybe not all of them. suppose we could have also done that. That looks pretty good too, actually. But we're committing. We've already done all of the ones on the other side like that, so look a little bit silly if we did that now with one random one. Okay, the last thing that we are going to do in this part is this piece right here. So we're going to base it with canary yellow. We're going to go in with the orange on both sides, a little bit further on this side, kind of coming up. Same thing with the violet. Let's bring that up a little ways. Go back in with the orange a little bit. A little bit with the black on both ends. Okay, canary yellow over everything, fading it out to a highlight. Fading it out towards the center mostly for a lighter highlight anyways. And then lastly, we can go over with the white and burnish all of that together. Okay, that is all we're going to do for part 2. So this is what she's looking like so far. I apologize that the lighting, I apologize that the lighting isn't the greatest. But yeah, I don't really have too many ideas for what she's going to, like what other colors we're going to do. The only other thing that I am sure about is these little tassel balls here. These little, nah, not you. And they're going to be the same color as those most likely. But other than that, we're going to kind of be winging it. So it'll be interesting to see. But hopefully, fingers crossed, she turns out good. But that is it for part 2. I hope you guys are enjoying. If you are enjoying this video, I would really appreciate you giving it a thumbs up so that other people might be able to enjoy it as well. And with that being said, hopefully I will see you guys in part 3. All right, guys, as always, take care. Bye.